Well, this year, as you know, will mark 1 year since the marathon bombing, and tonight we're remembering the mysterious man on the roof, the guy in the blue robe, all individuals once considered possible suspects in the bombings.
Yeah, remember them? But if you remember, it wasn't actually law enforcement who was pointing the finger, rather average citizens playing detective on social media. It really marked a critical point with that phenomenon. And here's Fox 25's Ted Daniel with more on what went right and what went wrong.
When explosions hit the Boston Marathon, it took only minutes for news to race around the world.
There were 2 explosions reported in Boston.
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Social media went into overdrive. Rapid-fire, real-time accounts of a crisis unfolding.
In the days after the Boston Marathon, we just saw so much information going out via social media and via the internet. And I think that's just because, you know, an event like this in the social media age hasn't happened before.
Jess Silva from our website, MyFox Boston, says the marathon attack dominated every social network Fox 25 monitors. Facts, theories, words of support, first-hand accounts.
A lot of people were using social media to let their family members know that they were all right. In the months and days after the marathon, we were able to put tangible numbers on the amount of information going out via the internet. This was the most searched event on Google, and it was the most tweeted about event. At one point, there was 27 million tweets at the end of 2013 about the Boston Marathon bombings.
As the FBI began its investigation, regular people with laptops and smartphones began their own. Thousands of internet detectives flocked to social media sites in hopes of breaking the case wide open.
And this is just a photo that surfaced on the internet, but someone at home had circled the suspicious parties, the backpack, and they had taken notes on it.
Greg Gomer is the managing editor at online news site Boston Inno. He followed the crowdsourcing closely and was amazed at what he saw. Sites like Reddit and 4chan devoted special pages to the amateur sleuths. Hundreds of before and after pictures and videos were posted, analyzed, and scrutinized, including this widely circulated shot of a mystery man on the roof. Some marathon goers were flagged for wearing hoodies or carrying backpacks. Others simply because someone thought they looked like a terrorist.
Literally, it was presented in about 10 to 20 images that strung together a pretty compelling narrative. So, I mean, in a sense, it was believable that this person was suspicious.
Although it appears intentions were good, the overall outcome was not. At least 4 innocent people were identified by name online as possible suspects, including a Brown University student who'd been missing since mid-March. He subsequently turned up dead in Rhode Island. Jonathan Gilliam is a former FBI agent who spent 4 years working counterterrorism. He says credible tips are priceless, but there's a fine line between helping and hindering a case.
They'll look at it to see if anybody has anything that they don't have, but typically, if somebody has something that's valid, they're going to call in the lead. They'll call in and say, hey, I have something I think that, you know, might be something you should look at.
In the end, it was digital and old-fashioned detective work that led to the arrest of the accused Boston bombers. The FBI criticized mistakes made in social and mainstream media and warned people to disregard unverified photos.
People don't know the reach that they have with social media. It takes one person to string together a compelling story for it to really spread viral. And that's a problem, you know, as we continue to go further with other tragedies or other well-documented events.
Social media sleuthing, still a work in progress. The lesson here, crowdsourcing an investigation can be dangerous without crowd control. I'm Ted Daniel, Fox 25 News.
And Ted tells us that sites like Reddit have removed sections previously dedicated to finding the Boston Marathon bombers. Moderators have also apologized for mistakenly identifying the wrong suspects.